Good afternoon, everybody. I am very excited to be here with you today. As I know the community is also excited, we're very excited about this particular AMA. So let's jump right in. As many of you were expecting, today we are announcing the unlock of Sparkster tokens. It's been a long wait, but we are very excited to be announcing the tokens will be unlocked the first week of June. It could be before, but the first week of June is when we're looking at unlocking. So, as many of you expect, as many of you know, the way that these things work is that the exchange makes their own announcement. So we're not able to say anything about the exchange. And it's more than one exchange, it's one exchange immediately. So yeah, we are unlocking, and it's an exciting time for us. But what I really want to talk about, other than unlock, which many of you have been expecting, is I want to get into some detail about what we've been working on in the last month. What is this technology partnership that we've been talking about, and how does it benefit token holders? So let's get dug in, right? So essentially, what we've been proposing and what we've been working on is to enable people to perform algorithmic trading using the Sparkster platform and the Sparkster decentralized cloud. So how does this work? What we're bringing, what innovation Sparkster brings to the table is the ability to define strategies, trading strategies in plain English. And this is truly an innovation. By using our technology and our tools and our experience and expertise in building no-code systems, we're bringing our technology to the algorithmic trading world. Now, why is this so exciting? How does it benefit you? Let's get into that. So one of the key things is that algorithmic trading today is limited to people that both have knowledge in trading and have knowledge in coding. And that group of people isn't particularly large, right? Today, a lot of you guys are dependent on trading by being present in front of your computer. But when things are moving, if the market, jumps while you're sleeping, that's a jump you don't get to participate in. Well, we're going to change that. We're going to change that in a really big way. So the first thing is that algorithms for trading will be able to be defined in plain English, in simple, as you've seen in our videos, these are simple blocks that you snap together where you're defining just what you want to happen. In the same way that you're using our platform to define software, and you're not describing using those blocks or using our tools, the plumbing behind the scenes that a coder would have to build, right? What you are defining is just what you want to happen. And it's the same. It's going to be exactly the same with algorithmic trading. So this is particularly exciting, but let me elaborate some more. So there are some people that know about trading and, they're expert traders. And using our tools, they're going to be empowered for the first time to be able to define strategies. And they'll be able to backtest those strategies and so forth, right? But people who are not algorithmic traders can benefit by taking their capital and investing it through somebody else's algorithm or somebody else's strategy. So they create a strategy in plain English, and you as an individual who doesn't know so much about algorithmic trading can invest in that strategy. Now, I talked about backtesting, and this is particularly important. To be able to test a strategy both against historical data and see its live trades, you have the confidence in understanding and knowing how a strategy is going to perform, right? So you know that, for example, the win rate on the strategy is 60%. You know that the risk-reward ratio on a strategy is 2-to-1 or whatever it might be. So you can look at statistics to measure and gauge one strategy against another strategy, those that have been shared publicly for you to invest in. And as someone who may not know so much about algorithmic trading, you're able to invest your capital into those strategies so that when the market does, go up at 3 o'clock in the morning when you're asleep, you get to participate in that rise. And you get to do that with safety. Now, this makes a lot of sense for a lot of people. One, it makes sense for us because it's the application of our no-code tools and our expertise in building tools and technology that's built, in plain English, in a way that's accessible and understandable by ordinary people. But we've always talked about mainstream adoption. And the reason that we've invested in developing this product is because it's one of the vehicles that we're taking. So we have a multi-pronged approach to achieving mainstream adoption. And one of them is to bring adoption in the crypto space, right? So as you might imagine, the tokens, Sparkster tokens, will be used to pay commissions on this platform. Sparkster tokens will be used to pay for the use of the platform. So what we expect there to be tens, maybe tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of users of this platform because of its revolutionary nature. These will translate into tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of token holders, of Sparkster token holders. And this to us is a major announcement. This is a huge deal, right? Because it represents tremendous value to our current token holders. So I'm very happy and very excited to announce this product. As you know, that we've been in conversations with exchanges about this product over the course of the last month. And what I'll do is I'll let Shabir speak to kind of how those conversations have gone. Shabir, if you want to chime in.
Absolutely. So super excited about this, and it's really been fantastic. And I'm super excited about the algorithmic trading platform, and I'm really excited to actually say that our partnership conversations have gone well. And we're really excited about moving to the next phase and really working on the MVP stage and demonstrating out our technology. So it's a super exciting time for us.
Yeah, absolutely. So as Shabir was saying, the next phase in this is to create. Sorry, Shabir, can you mute yourself out? As I was saying, the next phase of this is to move to the MVP stage. We've now got to take an MVP and demonstrate, how we would integrate with the exchanges and what that would look like, and how people would interact with this tool and so forth, right? So we're very excited that these conversations have progressed to the extent that we're talking about an MVP, right? So yeah, I mean, this is kind of our major announcement. It's very exciting. We expect to have an MVP to show in a couple of months, and we'll be showing this to the community too. So we'd love your feedback on the product and see how you feel about it. We'll be collecting feedback from people all across the industry, especially those people that use tools like TradingView and such. So there was some speculation that we would be running an IEO. I did mention that when we've been talking to exchanges, the exchanges have been particularly, I mean, their preference has been that we do an IEO. We received a few offers to do an IEO, but none of those offers really met our red line, which was that they don't lower the token price, that they don't impact token supply and so forth, right? So essentially, or total supply and so forth. So essentially, they were not proposals that we could accept that we felt were in the interest of the community. While there are a lot of benefits to an IEO, we didn't feel like we could structure an IEO, and we tried. We didn't feel like we could structure an IEO in the interests of the community, and so we've decided not to go down that route. So yeah, the other thing I do want to talk about is the article that we published recently that talked about token metrics. Sorry, give me a second. So as many of you know, this has been a project of firsts, right? We were the first project to demonstrate a demo, a TPS demo, right? I don't think that there was a public TPS demo that had ever been conducted before we conducted a public TPS demo. And we publicly demonstrated 52,000 transactions a second, right? The other thing one of the other things that article alluded to is, kind of the token structure. And I think this is really important. I want to reiterate how important it is, how important the way we structured the token sale was. So for example, every single token holder, whether that's a pre-sale, private sale, public sale, every single token holder paid 15 cents for their tokens. There are no exceptions to that. There's no token holder that has tokens for less than 15 cents, right? So essentially what I'm saying to you is that every single person is on a level playing field. And so we don't have VCs in our project. Nobody in our project owns more than 1% of our tokens. In fact, every single person owns less than 1% of tokens, right? So what this means is that nobody on listing day kind of controls the outcome, the performance and the outcome of our listing is in the hands of the community. You guys control what happens, right? And that's exciting. I don't know if there are any projects or many projects that can make that claim where what's going to happen on listing day is entirely in your hands and in your control. You make those decisions, right? But there are other great things that I want to make sure that we emphasize, right? One of those things is the utility of the tokens. Our tokens on listing day will have immediate utility. I don't know how many projects can claim that. Very few, right? And there are more announcements that will be coming after the listing with regards to that. But the reality is that we've spent this time and this last year building the technology so that we can release tokens with utility, right? And that's a big deal. That's a huge deal in this industry. So there's a video that we'll be releasing closer to unlock that will show some of the use, how you guys can take advantage of using the decentralized cloud and the low-code platform today. How you can make use of it in use cases that make sense to you. Yeah, so that's all I'll say about that until we actually release the video. I don't want to take away from the video. That being said, I have not actually received many questions for this particular AMA. And I do want to make sure that the questions are kept focused on the things that we've spoken about. So one of the questions here is, how will the exchanges interact with our blockchain? Will they pay fees? Right now, the no-code has no blockchain interfaces that continue. So the no-code platform has the ability to create Ethereum smart contracts in plain English. There's a video about that on our YouTube channel. The platform has the ability to create IOTA smart contracts, something that we built quite some time ago. Again, there's a video about that on our YouTube channel that we released some time ago. These are features that we'll be releasing in due time, right? We want to make sure that the features that we are releasing are thoroughly tested and vetted and so forth. With regards to how the exchanges will interact, well, at the end of the day, Sparkster is not an exchange. So while our tool allows people to invest safely, invest in a way that increases the number of transactions number of transactions on an exchange, we're not an exchange. So therefore, we have to interact with an exchange to execute those transactions. Transactions are executed on the exchange. So you can imagine, as I mentioned before, there are exchanges that are very excited about working with us on this, because at the end of the day, this results in significantly more volume per user on their exchange. If people are trading when they're asleep, if people are trading much more actively, where they don't have to be in front of the screen, they can be their account is being executed against while they're at work, right? This increases trading activity for the exchange. So it's particularly exciting for the exchanges. It's exciting for us, but for you as token holders, what I'm particularly excited about is that what this means is that we're looking at a flood of new token holders in the future once this product gets up and running. So hopefully that answers your question. There's a question about staking. So we'll be announcing more about staking soon. The bounty token announcement will occur after unlock. We want to make sure that we're focused on the unlock at this point in time. Another question is, how many tokens would it take to use the no-code platform as a developer? Today, the no-code platform is free to use. It will be free to use for approximately the next year, after which we'll be introducing fees. But those fees but we don't anticipate there being any fees to use the product in an individual capacity, meaning that if you're using it just for yourself, to solve problems for yourself, we don't anticipate there being any fees. So those are kind of the most relevant questions that I've seen. Anything else you want to say, Shabir, before we wrap up?
I just want to say it's really exciting times. Like, this is what we've been waiting for, and this is really like a culmination. I think our community will be super excited leading up to next week, and we're really excited about the next phase of this journey. And we look for it to be really good, and we look to see the community support in this regard. And I think everyone is this is a great time for us and great time for Sparkster at large. So let's spark it up.
Yep, absolutely. So I want to hit on the point, right, that at the end of the day, the success of this project is in the hands of our community to a large degree at this point. It's important that we use this time to come together and we act as one. At the end of the day, we're going to succeed together if we're able to come together and support the project. This is the time to come together and truly demonstrate support of the project. Let's come together as a community. As you know, we are one of the most vetted projects in all of crypto. Nobody has scrutinized another project, to our knowledge, to the level that we've been scrutinized, and yet they've not been able to find a single thing that they can point to that has been illicit, that's been immoral, that's been inappropriate, or so forth. We hold ourselves to a very high ethical standard, as many of you know, and kind of, now's the time for us to kind of come together and say, look, nobody owns more than 1%. The maximum contribution was 35 ETH in the pre-sale, right? Something that's unheard of. Our tokens are locked for 2 years after the unlock. Our tokens are locked for 2 years after the unlock, right? We have every incentive to ensure that we're contributing to and continuing to participate in ensuring this is extremely successful, not just now, but in the long term. And we've demonstrated that. We've built working, functional technology, right? We've got a decentralized cloud, and next week we're going to show you how you guys can take advantage of using that decentralized cloud in a way that makes sense to you immediately now, right? We're going to, we've built this no-code platform, and you guys are seeing the benefits. And what we have been saying from the beginning, that this is revolutionary technology, right? We've brought this revolutionary technology to a reality. That platform will have immediate utility when tokens are unlocked. I don't know how many projects are able to say that their tokens have immediate utility when they unlock, but that's this project, and that's who we are. We are the project of firsts. And this is the beginning, in my opinion, of the next phase of this journey. So thank you, everybody. Thank you for your time. I'm thoroughly excited about Unlock, right? Let's move into the next phase of this journey with a roaring start. Thank you, everybody, and I'll see you soon.